Mm. So I have to say, like, you don't know anything about the app, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Choral is an app for music collaboration. Really important right now because we can get together and like kind of rehearsing is kind of something on the border of legal and illegal. So the music has suffered a lot from this situation. And tools like Choral and kind of try to make it more fun for us right now and easier to be together with all our bandmates that we miss and love. And like music is something that's so different from coding in the sense that being together is essential, like seeing each other's faces and feeling each other's kind of vibe, like when a band plays together. So, well, so this app is trying to make people collaborate in the most simple and like less kind of bulky way possible. We're just trying to make it like really straightforward and really accessible for someone that's not really well versed in studio kind of. You have to have a little bit of knowledge, but I mean, it's way lower than the existing ones. The existing ones kind of focus on some studio tools. We want to approach it a different way. We want to still give the user options, but we don't want to give them the traditional options that a studio will have. So, okay, I'm gonna log in as Peter. Where I put this? Maybe here. Peter has a user. This is the password. Okay. So here we have a feed. The feed has basically everything that's posted in the explore section. And the my feed section is the people I follow. So Peter follows me. He has a profile page that he can access. So the snap bar. He has a card. This card has some info that could be interesting for some collaborators, like where is he from, the instrument that he plays the most, the genre which is his favorite, and his anthem, which is like the song that completely influenced him and his style. In this case, Peter loves the Jackson 5. This is a great song. Owen is not sure about it, but like 66% of the team likes the Jackson 5 a lot. So yeah, you can hide it. And this is the session that he started. We've been calling this session, but the actual name is Riff, which we didn't make the transition yet from session to Riff. I mean, in some components we have it and in some we don't, but this is gonna be called a Riff and not a session, because session is a word that's kind of forbidden in the coding world, because it means like a network session, like a passport session. So no. So okay, you can go to the session. So this is his session. He has a artwork, and this is the title of the song. This is what he's looking for. This is what he's needing people to collaborate him. So he basically needs everything. This is some info, some technical info that a musician may like enjoy having, like the chord progression, what's the beat of the song, the speed of the song, and the key, and also the genre for a suggestion of style. Okay, so this is when he can collaborate with himself, but we're not gonna do that now. And this is the pool. The pool is, let me minimize this. The pool is everything that people submitted to his session. So right now, Sergio submitted a guitar, Owen submitting some horns, and he submitted himself some bass, but he's not sure if he likes it or not. So first thing, he's gonna check on the bass that he recorded last night.
We can't really hear it. I think
Can you hear it?
No. You need
Oh,
to.
because I'm wearing headphones. Let me take these headphones off. Okay. Can you hear now? Okay, he's checking on the bass he recorded. He said, yeah, I like it. So he's gonna merge it. Then he's gonna say, okay, let's check that guitar that Sergio recorded. Yeah, I mean, it's a little sloppy. I don't know if I'm gonna merge it. I'm gonna change to horns. Oh, these are killer. So I'm gonna merge it. But they are kind of loud. So you can pan it a little bit. So when he says, okay, I like how this sounds, so I'm gonna save it. But also, he recorded some instrument when this morning, and he wants to upload it. So that's what he's gonna do. So he's gonna collaborate with himself and upload a clavinet, and he's gonna write it, clav. Okay, so upload. He got the clav here. He's just gonna check how it sounds. Oh, from the beginning. Sounds good. So this is the mix that he's trying to make work. Something like that. So he likes that. He saves it. And he gonna leave Sergio to merge later maybe. Okay, so now he wants to go to his collaborators. He has Owen because he merged Owen, and he doesn't have Sergio because he didn't merge Sergio. So he wants, now we can collaborate, we can merge Sergio, so he's in there too. And when you go to your, you have to save mix. And when you go to the collaborators page, Sergio's in there too. These are the people that you have merged into your songs, basically. And now he wants to collaborate with Sergio. So he go here. Sergio has only one track. And he's gonna, he has recorded the bass. So he's gonna upload it. Gonna call it bass and upload, add it. Because this is not his song, so he cannot see anything right now. He just added, but he has to wait for Sergio to approve it. So that's what we're gonna do now. He's gonna log out. Then I'm gonna log in as Sergio. Default. So he says, oh, wait, I got 2 collaborations from Peter. Here, I already had one in the database. So I'm gonna say, oh, the bass that here, I wanna hear that one. So I'm gonna hear that one. I like it. What about that? Okay, I like it. So I'm gonna merge both. So I like this. I'm gonna say it. And I want to show a little piece of this to my friends. So I'm gonna bounce it. It's just a little piece. So. So I have a file that has only that audio that just played. You can see here. So that audio, I'm gonna download and send it to a friend. Yeah, just call it bounce. And that's how collaboration works in this page. What another thing that you can do is add a new song. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. The song is gonna call Solution. The genre is industrial rock. And I'm gonna set a BPM of 110 because I already know that. You can leave this blank and it won't matter. You can upload without that. I'm gonna A major. Chord progression is gonna be A, G. You can also upload without this. If you wanna just free jam, you can. And I'm gonna be looking for a guitar. Maybe electric guitar. This time, instead of uploading something, I'm gonna use the recorder of the website. So I'm gonna put my, actually, I don't need the headphones, right? So I'm just gonna record a drum beat from my keyboard. Yeah, something like that. So I'm gonna record it. So I recorded it. Now I have to download it because we haven't involved the backend yet in this part. So when we have the backend connected, we don't have to download it anymore. So I'm gonna upload it. It was number 3. And right now we are forced to put a cover art in it, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna use this one. And I'm gonna add it. It's gonna take me to my profile page. See my session. This is the info. And I'm gonna collaborate with myself, and I'm gonna record on top of that drum. I'm gonna record some synthesizer sound like this. But now I have to use my headphones because if not, I'm gonna be recording both things at the same time. So just let me do this one.
Oops, I think you froze. Sorry, can you hear us?
I think he can hear us, but we can hear him.
Yeah, yes. It was just switching.
I think we couldn't really hear you that last part. I think let's leave here. Let's leave here for today. But I wanted to make sure, Peter and Owen, anything you guys want to add?
Yeah. Some future features we're gonna add to it is well, we already added it, but so we have like a follow and unfollow button. So that's what the My Feed is like based off of, and also you can upload things from other stuff. So if you make something on GarageBand, all you have to do is make it an MP3, and then you can upload it on here. And what else? Yeah. Peter, you have anything to add?
Yeah, last week when we talked about like what we were working on for the day, and I was like, oh, we're working on a following function. And I was like, this turned out to be way easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a lot of work, and it was just like a simple thing. And then we were like, well, what if we want to unfollow? And then what if we want to refollow a user after we unfollow them? And then following a user became way more difficult. And it was not as simple as I thought it was, but it wasn't impossible from there. I actually got to pair program with our mentor, and she kind of like she allowed me to like talk out my thought process and kind of like finish it out. So that was cool. So now we have a back end table with both the users' IDs and an active status that says whether or not you're following them is true or false. And then on the front end, it'll make a call when you click the button that says if this relationship doesn't exist, then we're going to post a newer relationship. And if it does exist and it's true, we're going to change it to false. And if it does exist and it's false, we're going to change it to true. So that was like my last big like contribution to the project was that. And it was probably the thing I learned the most doing.
Oh, the other thing is like we're going to have to, on future versions, we might have to do something with Firebase as far as like storage is concerned. Because like eventually, like say you have like 50 users and they're all doing sounds, like we basically have everything stored. Like as far as caching goes, we have everything stored in like a public folder, and that's not really scalable. So we're gonna look into using Firebase for storage.
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out the best way to deploy the site.
Yeah.
You may also want to be able to use S3 from AWS. And I think there is. I think you had mentioned an integration between like S3 and Multer. So you know the way that you're doing upload files now with Multer, you can just change something in the backend so that it uploads to an S3 bucket on AWS and save forever.
Wow, that'd be perfect.
That actually sounds way better.
I'm gonna write that down right now.
Hey, can I finish doing this? It's real fast.
So let's wrap that up. Yeah.
Okay, so I just recorded these drums. You heard it. So now I'm going to record a keyboard on top of the drums. That's how you work with your own sessions until you feel like you need more collaborations, right? So just going to press this, record live. Okay. So now I already recorded, so I can download it. It's gonna be called new collab number 3. I'm gonna select new collab number 3. I recorded a synthesizer, so I'm gonna do synth and upload. So now I'm gonna merge it because I just recorded it and I just wanna hear the 2 tracks together. And that way you can record unlimited amount of tracks. And yeah, you can keep adding to it as long as you wear headphones, you'll be fine. And the last thing I want to show is how it behaves on a cell phone. Like everything's kind of responsive. You can go to any of the pages. There's a couple of media queries taking place. Yeah, and in the post you have the thing that you accepted as part of your song show up in the left, and the things that you haven't accepted yet, like new contributions, because I didn't save it here, so it's still in the pool. You can also clear the pool, and the track is gone, and you can also delete your sessions and ask if you're sure. Sure. Bye-bye. And we're back to the beginning. Yeah, and I think show you all the the collaborations. Yeah, I already show you this. Well, I think that's it.
Thank you very much. Let's get a round of applause.
Yeah, we were also talking about adding more usability, like maybe have some, it's not very intuitive, like if you've just used it, so we might have some like hover effects where like things get bigger or like highlights, so you know, like, oh, this is clickable, and you know what I mean?
Or some like text boxes, like click this to mute, or
Yeah.
It can also, it can also be like maybe something. I guess like I was sharing that I learned how to do like a pulsating shadow effect. That could be also a way, something pulsating that indicates to the user you're supposed to interact with it, press it, move it, and stuff like that. That might be something that you guys are interested in looking. Can we have like maybe one question from the audience?
Are you using something like Multer to save stuff? How are you holding that audio?
Yeah. We're saving it in Multer in the back end. So we're saving both the images and the audio through like separate Multer calls that are going to separate files. It's the same. Multer works for like pretty much all file types. So it's the same exact way that you set it up with the images. Just I changed the names to audio, so it's not confusing.
That's really cool. I actually just assumed it was only images. That's good to know.
I did too, and then during hackathon at Uber, I think it was Hugh Paul. Someone had looked it up, either Hugh Paul or Jonathan, and was like reading it and was like, "Oh, you could use this for audio." And then they let me know because they knew that I was interested in music. And then I was like, "This is perfect for some future project." And then when it came up, I was like, "I already know how to work this. It's great."
Cool. Thank you. That's really cool. I guess a few pieces of feedback is, so you guys have a lot of functionality, and I think the best way to present the app will be try to come up with a story and tell a story about two musicians that came to collaborate. And sort of like narrow and maybe even script it so that you guys have that, like, you know, a very almost strategic story to tell that will leave anyone that hears that knowing what the core of your app is and why they might want to use it. So yeah, and also I guess, like, have you guys thought about, so the downloading and uploading, have you guys thought about like maybe a way in which that can happen in one step?
Yeah, we're trying to figure that out currently.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because like the backend is not connected with that part, so it's just doing in the front. But it's just a matter of sending the file to the backend, having it holding for a minute, and if he uploads, it will be resent, and if he doesn't upload, it will be deleted.
Oh, I see. I think you should just upload it by default and then allow it to remove it if they don't want it anymore. So as soon as they record it, I guess, as soon as they hit the stop button, then send that recording to the backend.
Yeah, but if he doesn't press upload, it's gonna get deleted because